not Priyanka Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi from Amethi and Rae Bareli in Uttar Pradesh, then who? Well, someone in their family chose to answer that question by effectively saying, why not me? Is it really going to be a Robert Vadra versus Smriti Irani contest in Amethi? I'm Barkha. You're with the Mojo story. Never a dull moment in these elections. Robert Vadra, the brother-in-law of Rahul Gandhi, the husband of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, said in an interview to ANI that the people of Amethi would like to see him contest. He did have a caveat. He said he would like to see his wife, Priyanka Gandhi, make her political debut first. But remember that the Congress party has still not declared a candidate for either Rae Bareli or Amethi. These two seats were once considered Nehru Gandhi family bastions. Smriti Irani has virtually dared one of the Gandhis to stand from Amethi. In fact, she took her fight to Rahul Gandhi's turf by campaigning in Wayanad, which is the seat in Kerala from where Rahul Gandhi is contesting. But Robert Vadra's statements have set the cat among the pigeons. His statement has been criticized not only by the BJP, but even by supporters of the Congress party and critics of the government who say that this betrays an acute sense of entitlement. Meanwhile, the question mark continues over who exactly will contest from these two seats. Will Priyanka Gandhi make her political debut, or could Robert Vadra make his political debut before? I'm only half joking because when Mr. Vadra has revealed his political ambition, why should we make light of it? Let's introduce our guests on the program today as we look at this very intriguing question. Could it be Robert Vadra versus Smriti Irani in Amethi one day? Robert Vadra seems to be saying, why not? Joining us on the program is Tehseen Poonawalla. Mr. Poonawalla is not just a supporter of the Congress party with some caveats. He is also related by marriage to Robert Vadra. And so this is going to be an interesting conversation for him. I wonder if he can be as blunt as he usually is. We'll find out in a moment from now. Also joining us is Ashwini Shahi, senior leader of the BJP. Namaskar, Ashwini ji. Welcome back to the program. And also joining us is senior journalist and author Sugata Srinivas Raju. Mr. Srinivas Raju is the author of a very interesting book on Rahul Gandhi called Strange Burden. Welcome to the program. I think I must set the tone by playing out Robert Vadra's statements to ANI. That should help us put this conversation into the correct context. So let's start there. Listen in.
हमेशा चाहता हूं कि प्रियंका पहले अपने सांसद बने और वो पार्लियामेंट में आए, तब मुझे लग रहा है कि उसके बाद मैं भी आ सकता हूं, पर मुझे लग रहा है कि फिर भी कि मैं अपने मेहनत से बनूं और ज़रूर सोनिया जी के ब्लेसिंग से और कांग्रेस पार्टी के ब्लेसिंग से, क्योंकि मैं इतने समय से काफ़ी लोगों से मिलता हूं और उसमें अलग अलग सांसद होते हैं दूसरी पार्टियों से, तो वहां से जब मैं मिलता हूं तो उनसे प्रेम से भी वो मेरे से बोलते हैं कि आप हमारी पार्टी से आ जाइए और इतना समय क्यों लगा रहे हैं, आपको हम ही आगे भारी बहुमत से जिताएंगे। और तो खाली ये नहीं है कि अलग अलग क्षेत्र से अलग अलग जगहों से भारत में देश में मतलब कि मेरे लिए पुकार आ रही है, वो अलग अलग पार्टियों से भी आ रही है कि आप हमारे तरफ से आ जाइए और हम ज़रूर आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे, क्योंकि मेरे दोस्ती हर अबा पार्टी लाइन्स काफ़ी लोगों से हैं।
I mean, Tehseen, I'm sorry. I know this might be an awkward conversation for you, given that this is a relative, a family member that we're speaking about. But this is some would say laughable, some would say a highly detrimental comment to make, given that the Congress party has not declared a candidate for Amethi and Rae Bareli, given that the Prime Minister is routinely targeting the BJP for dynasty of the Gandhi family and entitlement, given that a great exodus is taking place from the Congress party, in jumps Mr. Vadra, under the scrutiny of the Enforcement Directorate for multiple cases, making some sort of bizarre claim that the people of Amethi want him to be the candidate. I mean, what should we make of this? What do you make of it?
So first of all, Barkha, I don't think it's as bizarre as it's made to sound with respect by you or by anybody whatsoever. Now let's look at what's happened. I already told you that Amethi and Rae Bareli, the Congress had a plan. They seem to have a plan, number one. Number two, there are The reason the candidates are not declared is because there are multiple candidates who want to contest from there, because the current MP from Amethi, she's on a sticky wicket. People are really upset with her. Now, the other question that's being asked is, why not somebody from the Gandhi family? So he ticks the box. It also heads-on ticks on the question when Ravi Shankar Prasad ji had that famous press conference, and I remember that evening being on your show, saying that he had evidence in his pocket. 10 years now, they've not got an iota of evidence and shred of evidence against him. So he's ticked all the boxes. He's not saying I deserve a ticket. He's saying people are coming to him. How can you prove people are not coming to him? I know people are coming to him. It can't be your word versus his word. No? He's evidence he's got. He's working there. And most importantly, he's saying that let the high command decide. Once the high command decides, he's not throwing his weight around. He's in fact so humble. He's saying the high command will decide who contests from there. They may choose not to give him. In fact, he's put his wife ahead. He said he'd first like to see his wife as an MP.
So hang on. You're actually saying you're normally a very, very sharp, acute, observer of politics. You are actually today saying, with all responsibility, that you think he'd make a good candidate against Smriti Irani? You're making a serious comment?
I think that the BJP candidate from Amethi is set to lose. Whoever the candidate from the Congress is, the people of Amethi have realized that they had made a huge mistake in 2019. I also believe if it is somebody from the Gandhi family, that could add weightage and tick the box that the media asks why that the Gandhi family is run away.
On what basis do you make a comment saying Smriti Irani is set to lose? She took 50% of the vote last time. 50%. I mean, we'll show you those slides later. But on what basis do you make this point?
And Mr. Gandhi took about 46 to 47% vote. And I completely concede she fought a very good election. She won and she deserves kudos. But since then, the people of Amethi have realized that they made a terrible mistake. And since then, I think this margin will actually reduce by another 15 to 20%. So I don't think the current candidate from Amethi, the sitting member of parliament, will win.
I mean, he took 44% to be precise, not
44%. She took 50.
Yeah.
And that number of 50 will actually almost half this time. So whoever the Congress candidate is, I think it's a landslide victory, particularly if it's somebody from the Gandhi family.
So therefore, you are saying...
I think that Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra should contest from Rae Bareli if she chooses to. That's what Robert G said that he would like to see as an MP. But I do believe Amethi is a seat which is a low-hanging fruit, particularly because of the performance of the MP or the non-performance of the sitting MP.
I mean, it's so low-hanging that the Congress hasn't even declared a candidate yet.
No,
itna आसान contest है कि इतना आसान contest है कि candidate नहीं मिला अभी तक.
You are seeing the glass half empty. I'm seeing the glass half full. Or as the Prime Minister said, he's seeing the glass half full and half filled with air. What I'm saying is, they haven't declared candidates. There are multiple people asking for tickets.
I am just smiling because I guess it's not fair to expect you to criticize your own relative. So, आप जो normally sharp political commentator है, आज आप sharp नहीं है तहसीन with due respect.
But how can you prove people have not asked Robert G to contest? You tell me,
how can you prove? Who are these people?
How can you
prove?
Exactly. You be specific. You prove that. Can you prove it? No. I made my point. You can't prove it.
I'm going to let Ashwini ji respond to you. And even Ashwini ji is very fond of you. So, हम सबके लिए बहुत मुश्किल है ये आपके साथ ये contradict करना आज. पर Ashwini ji, ये तो joke सा हो गया. Tehseen doesn't agree with me. मुझे तो ये joke सा लग रहा है.
जी, तहसीन जी देखिए, तहसीन जी ने जो बोला आप ठीक है, अपने वो कांग्रेस के पक्षधर होने के नाते, वाड्रा जी के करीबी होने के नाते जो भी बोलना है वो अपना वो ठीक है. मगर आज की जो स्थिति है, मुझे नहीं लगता है कि मैं खास करके वाड्रा जी पर कहता हूं कि उनको जगदीशपुर, मुंशीगंज, गौरीगंज, अमेठी के अलावा 50 ग्राम सभा के नाम याद होंगे. और चुनाव में जो जाता है उसको टिप्स पे होता है कि राम भरोसे तुम किस गांव के हो, श्याम सुंदर तुम किस गांव के हो. ये चीजें होती हैं. ये कुछ जो चुनाव लोग लड़ते हैं, जो वहां रहते हैं, उनके साथ है. तो जब ये कह नहीं रहे रॉबर्ट वाड्रा जी, देखिए एक्चुअली क्या है कि एक जो गैप हो गया है, जो गांधी परिवार जिसके नाम से कांग्रेस जानी जाती थी और अमेठी जानी जाती थी, राय बरेली जानी जाती थी, उस परिवार के लोग छोड़कर भाग गए. तो कम से कम चलिए मैं बहादुरी की दाद देता हूं रॉबर्ट वाड्रा जी की कि कम से कम उन्होंने इस गैप को फिल करने की हिम्मत तो की. आज कांग्रेस के पास प्रत्याशी नहीं है. आज देखिए कितने प्रत्याशियों ने उनके पर्चे वापस कर दिए, मतलब टिकट वापस कर दिया। जो दिन भर चिल्लाती हैं सुप्रिया श्रीनेत, उनकी हिम्मत नहीं हुई, जबकि उनके पिताजी से मेरा व्यक्तिगत संबंध था उनका, और वो इतने अच्छे आदमी थे कि चुनाव लड़ना तो उनका मतलब वो था, जनता की पसंद थे। लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी पिछला चुनाव लड़ा उन्होंने, उनको समझ में आ गया कि नहीं लड़ना चाहिए, इस बार टिकट लेने के लिए तैयार नहीं हुई। जिसको दिया गया वो बेचारा अपने बदौलत जहर लेकर घूम रहा था बेचारा कि लास्ट टाइम जिता दो हमको, तो फरेंदा की जनता ने उनको जिता दिया। और जो आराधना जी है वो अपने बलबूते पर जीती है, कांग्रेस का वो वोट नहीं है। तो 2 सीटें जो थी, इस हिसाब से उत्तर प्रदेश में 2% से कम कांग्रेस का वोट है। और स्मृति ईरानी जी का मुकाबला तो वायनाड तक चली गई राहुल गांधी जी के पीछे पीछे। राहुल गांधी जी चुनाव हारने के बाद एक दिन नहीं आए, और वो वहां तक चली गई उनके पीछे कि हमारे प्रदेश अध्यक्ष चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं, हम उनको वहां पर जितवाएंगे। तो एक होता है अपने क्षेत्र के लोगों के साथ लगाव। आज वहां अमेठी की जनता ये कह रही है कि यहां से चुनाव हारना जीतना अलग चीज है। ये सीट जानी जाती थी गांधी परिवार की, चाहे वो संजय गांधी जी हो, चाहे वो राहुल गांधी जी हो। उस वहां से गांधी परिवार के कई लोग जीते हैं चुनाव। लेकिन उसके बाद राहुल गांधी जी यहाँ से जाकर वायनाड में जो भाषण देते हैं कि उत्तर प्रदेश वालों को तो समझ में नहीं है, राजनीति ही नहीं समझ में आती, यहाँ के लोग अच्छे हैं। इसका असर, उत्तर प्रदेश के लोग बड़े प्रबुद्ध हैं, पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं, और खास करके राजनीतिक विषयों पर तो उनकी पकड़ है। हर चौराहे पर सरकार गिराना और बनाना चलता रहता है यहाँ। तो वो जो चौक चौराहों का जो व्याख्या होती है ना, जो वहां पर जो चीजें होती है वो माहौल बनाता है, और वही माहौल चुनाव के दिन वोटिंग के रूप में तब्दील होता है। वो माहौल खराब कर दिया राहुल गांधी जी ने अपने उस डिसीजन से।
तो
जी।
आप मुझे बताइए कि आपके मुताबिक कांग्रेस के पास कैंडिडेट नहीं है, आपके रॉबर्ट वाड्रा के बयान को बीजेपी क्या सीरियसली ले रही है कि थोड़े हल्के में ले रही है? इज इट अ जोक फॉर यू और आर यू
अब
टेकिंग इट
देखिए,
सीरियसली?
रॉबर्ट वाड्रा जी को अभी तक तो देश राजनीतिक रूप से बहुत गंभीर नहीं ले रहा है कहीं भी। पूरे देश ने नहीं लिया, कभी राजनीतिक व्यक्ति वो रहे नहीं। अभी तक तो वो जमीन खरीदने में और ईडी के जांच में अभी फंसे हुए हैं। वो सब जो है लंदन में बंगला बनवाने में फंसे हुए भंडारी के साथ, तो जनता उस मामले में उनको जानती है। एक व्यापारी हैं, मुरादाबाद तक थे तो कोई देश नहीं जानता था, वो प्रियंका जी से शादी के बाद उनको देश जान गया। लेकिन राजनीतिक के रूप में अभी तक देश ने उनको एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया है। तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी तो राजनीतिक पार्टी है, और ये उनका लोकतंत्र में अधिकार है। हिंदुस्तान की जनता है, हम लोग पढ़ते थे जब 6th 7th में थे कि भारत का नागरिक होना चाहिए, पागल या दिवालिया नहीं होना चाहिए। तो वो सारी चीजें उनके अंदर है कि वो एक भारत के व्यक्ति हैं, उनके अंदर कोई कमी नहीं, चुनाव लड़ सकते हैं, इससे हमको कोई मतलब नहीं। लेकिन कोई भी लड़े, स्मृति ईरानी जी इस बार 55,000 से नहीं, 1,55,000 से उनको हराएंगी, चाहे जो भी आए वहां।
Before I go to Shugata, Tehseen, very briefly, is this a serious comment? The timing of the comment, is this actually, is there any chance of it actually happening?
I mean, as Robert G said, the High Command will decide. And that again shows his humility. He could have easily said, look, I've spoken. He can easily speak to Sonia Ji. What he says, he said with Sonia Ji's blessings. He doesn't say that he is the claimant. That itself shows. The fact is, even he's standing in a line among several people who are applicants. That itself shows that there's no special privilege in the Congress as there is in the BJP for, say, Rajnath Singh Ji's son or for, say, Vasundhara Raje's son. In the Congress, there is no special privilege. That itself shows.
Okay, I mean, Tehseen, we can't say anything to you today because you're being loyal to the family instead of being objective in your commentary. I must say, with affection and respect. But I'm going to let Shugata come in. And respond to what you've said. I actually think Mr. Vadra's statement betrays extreme entitlement. I think it betrays extreme non-seriousness. I think the Congress has shown extreme non-seriousness in not declaring a candidate from Amethi and Rae Bareli, but I don't know what you think, Shugata.
Barkha, I agree with everything that you have said. But, for the sake of argument, I just want to take a step back, not look at it frivolously or look at it as a joke.
Sure.
But, when you invited me for the show, I just jotted down 6 possible scenarios that may be there inside. Number 1 is, Robert Vadra is a complete loose cannon. He's delusional and he has made this statement. That is scenario number 1. The scenario number 2 is that probably there is a lot of discussion happening inside the family about candidates, prospective candidates there, and Robert Vadra is making this statement so that he, Rahul Gandhi, decides on them. He's pushing Rahul Gandhi to take a position, a stand on the candidates. So there's probably some discussion there, and he's trying to push him to take a stand. Scenario number 3 is that there is a dispute about 2 or more candidates, and he's offering himself as the third option. And scenario number 4 is he's deliberately embarrassing the family. I mean, he's said that he has friends across party lines and all that. So probably he's deliberately embarrassing the family. And scenario number 5 is that there is some kind of a dispute between Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, and he is taking a position on behalf of his wife. In the sense, he is claiming something for his wife, claiming inheritance for his wife also. And the last scenario, which I thought was quite, let me add to the joke that has been going around, he's probably wanting to join the BJP.
Okay, that is strictly on a light note. But given
there are different scenarios, and he'll make a very good candidate as an opposition candidate against the Gandhis. That's something that I thought of.
Okay, these are fascinating scenarios, and the last one I'm discounting, except that it's given us a good chuckle. But
I just added it for effect, Barkha.
Yeah.
I don't believe that that's going to happen.
Okay, but Shukuta, before I take your points, your scenarios back to Tehseen, I want you to elaborate on this last one. There has often been speculation, Priyanka Gandhi would have been the better politician. This is an Indian-Italian household. Ladke ko promote kiya jata hai, ladki ko nahi promote kiya jata. Maybe he's claiming a political inheritance for his wife. Maybe his statement is not as much of a loose cannon as everybody is dismissing it to be. Not because he wants to contest himself, but because he wants his wife to get a bigger role. Do you want to elaborate on this scenario, Shugata?
I mean, in the sense, yeah. I mean, there is a lot of rumor doing the rounds, Barkha. I mean, that there is a dispute between the two, the brother and sister, and the brother is indecisive, and the daughter is far more, agile and articulate and going out, and she's probably connects with people better, and I think there is some such thing inside. I'm only speculating. Let me sort of tell that outright, but you hear a lot of such things, that there is a dispute between the brother and sister. They sort of don't seem to agree on strategy and approach, and therefore, Robert Vadra may be stepping in a little to sort of tilt the balance, try to make his wife look better, try to make his wife also the grand inheritor of the Gandhi Nehru family, or the more able inheritor of the whole thing.
So it's an interesting theory. Yeah. Let's take it back to Tehseen and Ashwini Shahi. Tehseen Poonawala. It's long been rumored that there are 2 camps. Sanjay Nirupam says there are 5 camps in the Congress party. There is the Rahul camp, Priyanka camp, I've forgotten his camps now, Kharge camp, KC Venugopal camp, and I'm missing the 5th camp that he named. Sonia camp, sorry, Sonia. Sonia, Rahul, Priyanka, Kharge, and KC Venugopal. Ye 5 camps, Sanjay Nirupam as he leaves the Congress. So it's long been said that there is a Priyanka camp and a Rahul camp. Shukata raises very interesting scenarios, and one of which is maybe what he's claiming is not a role for himself, as much as by putting himself out there in a way that Priyanka can't. He's actually claiming a political inheritance for her, because buried in those statements was also, I'd like to see her become an MP first.
The whole nation wants to see her become an MP.
Ab whole nation to ab mujhe nahi malum, but whole nation kya hai, I don't know.
I mean, Congress.
Okay.
And I told that she should have contested from Kanyakumari when the MP had passed away. I thought it would have been a good thing. I also felt that in 2018, she should have been used, 2018 elections, she should have been used, and then the Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh elections, rather than Uttar Pradesh. So there is a feeling in the Congress that Priyanka ji can contribute a lot more. And sometimes circumstances have been such around her that she hasn't contributed so much. So there is a very
and why is that? Is there a feeling that she's being held back by her party? What are these circumstances that hold her back? That goes to the hub
In
of
my
it, right?
opinion,
Imagine if Robert has said what he has said, not so much to promote himself. And by the way, Robert has been talking about political ambition since
to
15
you,
years. I remember interviewing him. To me, the
yes,
first
yes,
time
I
he spoke
remember.
about wanting to take part in elections was in an interview to me. It was
That's true.
15, 16,
And
17
for
years ago.
those of your viewers who don't know, you did a sit-down interview with Priyanka and the Lawns, which was a very sensitive interview. For those of your
And at
viewers,
that time, thank you, but at that time she said she never wanted to take part in politics, and now here she is. So life changes. So hence, building on Shugata's theory, is the subtext in Robert Vadra's comment, give Priyanka a bigger role? Is that the subtext?
I don't know if that's a subtext, but I do think as a Congress supporter, that Priyanka ji must have a much larger role. I find
And
it,
what is that role?
I'll explain. I find it quite like at the Mumbai India Alliance joint rally. I felt Priyanka ji should have had a long speech at the Mumbai rally where the three parties came together. I feel she should have been in charge of General Secretary of important states, not a state like UP. This is my opinion, where you don't have resources, where you don't have state governments around you, and you're thrown to the wolves. And you have a hostile bureaucracy, and you don't have an organization. You could have had a state-based organization. I feel that she's a phenomenal speaker in English and Hindi along with Sachin Pilot. I'm not saying this because I'm related. I'm saying this because she's very good as an orator. And that's why you interviewed her. She's a very good speaker. I felt that her role could have been more expanded. I also feel she should be giving more speeches, particularly in Parliament where we don't have good speakers. She can really, really take on the government. And I've always said this one thing, and I said this on your podcast. The Prime Minister does not attack Priyanka ji personally. I've noticed this. He's even stopped attacking Mrs. Gandhi because the Prime Minister has been aware that leads to a blowback with him. And I give the Prime Minister credit. He has very good political sense. He even got a blowback when he attacked Mamta ji. So the Prime Minister has never responded to Priyanka ji personally.
But maybe he doesn't respond to her personally because she's not playing any official role other than being a general secretary of the party.
He did earlier on. He did earlier on at the start of his 2014 campaign when he twisted her words when she said that this is niche politics. He said, "Oh, I've been called a niche." So the Prime Minister did respond. He now knows that in oratory, Priyanka ji is extremely good and she's very careful with her words. Her Hindi is immaculate. You have to, I'm not acting like a fanboy. She's very good Hindi. And in Congress, we don't have good orators except for Sachin Pilot and Shashi Tharoor, Manish Tiwari.
And I noticed you didn't name Rahul Gandhi.
Rahul Gandhi ji speaks well, but he should, no, I'll be honest. I thought he shouldn't have brought up Shakti in Mumbai. He shouldn't have brought it up. And I think it's high time Rahul ji now realizes that there are certain things that he should not do. And you must be honest enough to tell him because you care for him. I care for him. So I tell him this. I will tell him this. I haven't seen him recently.
Okay. So this is very interesting. And Shugata, it's kind of building on your theory. But I'll come to Ashwini ji first. Ashwini ji, Tehseen says कि मोदी जी जो है प्रियंका को सीरियसली लेते हैं, उनके बारे में कुछ नहीं कहते. आप क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए, आज ये सब सुनने के बाद मुझे लग रहा सुगता जी ने भी जो चीज बताया, मैं इस देश को भी पहुंचना चाहिए. क्या इस परिवार में सब कुछ ठीक चल रहा है? जो वाड्रा जी का जो है बयान आया उसके बाद आप देखिए, अब गंभीरता से लेना, प्रियंका जी को कितना गंभीरता से देश लेता है ये तो सबने देखा है. 2019 के चुनाव में 7% पर कांग्रेस रहती है और जब जैसे ही लड़की हूं लड़ सकती हूं का नारा उत्तर प्रदेश में दिया जाता है 2% से कम हो जाता है. कितनी गंभीर राजनेता है ये देखने को मिलता है. तो इसलिए मैं आज और अभी तहसीन भाई की बात को मैं सुन रहा था. एक दिन कल टेलीविजन चैनल पर इनके पुराने एक नेता थे और प्रियंका जी के करीबी थे, कल्की धाम के पीठाधीश्वर, उनका मैं एक बयान सुन रहा था. उन्होंने कहा कि कांग्रेस के बड़े नेता अंदर बंद कमरे में कहते हैं कि कांग्रेस की समस्या राहुल गांधी है. उन्होंने बड़े साफ शब्दों में कहा था कि कांग्रेस की समस्या राहुल गांधी है और जब तक राहुल गांधी जी रहेंगे इस अपने रोल में तब तक कांग्रेस का सर्वाइवल नहीं हो सकता है, चाहे वो उसके नीचे कोई भी आ जाए, कोई भी रहे. तो जब इतने करीब के लोग कह रहे हैं और आज तहसीन पूनावाला जी इतनी डिबेट इनके साथ यहाँ हो चुकी है, कांग्रेस का इतना मजबूत पक्ष रखते हैं, लेकिन आज जो है पक्ष रखने में कहीं ना कहीं हिचकिचाहट है, कहीं ना कहीं कोई हिच है, कुछ तो है जो आज जो है उत्तर प्रदेश में कांग्रेस को ये डिफेंड नहीं कर पा रहा है, क्योंकि कांग्रेस की जड़ उत्तर प्रदेश से थी। कमला नेहरू परिवार का प्रयाग से संबंध था। इंदिरा जी, जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी, सब लोग यहीं से हैं। प्रधानमंत्री 3-3 उत्तर प्रदेश ने दिया और उसी अमेठी और रायबरेली ने दिया। लेकिन आज उत्तर प्रदेश में उनको लड़ने के लिए कोई नहीं आ रहा है, और उसके बाद बगैर परिवार के राय के या अपने से इस तरीके से वाड्रा जी का बयान आना इस कांग्रेस की दुर्गति को दिखाता है। और मुझे लगता है कि देखिए, अभी जब वायनाड का चुनाव हो जाएगा उसके बाद ही अमेठी रायबरेली का कोई प्रत्याशी घोषित होगा। ये आप देख लीजिएगा, ये हमारा अंदेशा है पूरा। क्योंकि अभी ये लोग बहुत कुछ चीजें देख रहे हैं, जीतना तो है नहीं, वो तो इनके मन में है, लेकिन कैंडिडेट किसको दें, किसको बलि का बकरा बनाया जाए वहां से। क्योंकि इस समय हर जगह अगर कोई प्रत्याशी लड़ रहा है तो अगर पलड़ा अगर बराबर भी है तो मोदी का नाम आने पर वो भारी हो जाता है। तो यानी कि 80 जो लोकसभा है, उस लोकसभा में बाकी अब समाजवादी पार्टी की स्थिति देख लीजिए आज क्या है। चाहे वो गाजियाबाद हो, चाहे वो मेरठ हो, बदायूं हो, बिजनौर हो, हर जगह प्रत्याशी उनको नहीं मिल रहे हैं, बदलने पड़ रहे हैं। कांग्रेस को तो अभी प्रत्याशी देना है, और जिसको दिया है वो खत्म हो चुका है। तो आज इनका बयान आना 2-3 बातों की तरफ इंगित करता है कि भाई परिवार में सब कुछ ठीक है या क्या है, ये उचित नहीं लग रहा मुझे कहना।
तो आश्विनी शाही ने सवाल उठाया, क्या परिवार के अंदर डिविजन्स हैं? शुगता says it's one scenario. Tehseen doesn't say that, but does say a bigger role for Priyanka is needed. Now, before I come to Shugata, the BJP has of course seized on this comment. The BJP has of course used Mr. Vadra's comments to double down on their allegation of dynasty and entitlement. Let's listen to this BJP response on Robert Vadra's comments.
वडारा ने जो कहा, एक बात तो बहुत स्पष्ट है, वडारा ने जो कहा एक बात तो बहुत स्पष्ट है कि ये परिवारवाद से बाहर निकल ही नहीं सकते। अब देखो रॉबर्ट क्या बोल रहे हैं जी कि मेरे से उम्मीद करते हैं। फिर भी तुम क्या हो, तुमसे उम्मीद करते हैं? गांधी परिवार के दामाद होने के अलावा तुम्हारे पास ऐसा कौन सा सर्टिफिकेट है जिसे तुमसे लोग उम्मीद करते हैं? तो बहुत स्पष्ट है, ये लोग परिवार से बाहर जा नहीं सकते। इसीलिए आज लोग कह रहे हैं कि यहाँ 4-5 पावर सेंटर बन चुके हैं। एक सोनिया गांधी जी का है, एक राहुल गांधी जी का है, एक प्रियंका जी का है, एक खड़गे जी का है, एक वेणुगोपाल जी का है। इन लोगों ने परिवारवाद के चलते इस देश को तबाह किया है, और अभी भी ये अपने आप को बदलना नहीं चाहते। ये चाहते हैं कि हमारा छत्र राज रहना चाहिए, बस हमारा राज सही तरीके से हमारा ही परिवार दिखना चाहिए।
Okay, I want to, Shugata, before you respond, bring in a comment from one of our Mojo members, Saurabh Vishisht, regular on our program, says, with Rahul Gandhi, there is a failure to launch, and with Priyanka Gandhi, there is a refusal to launch. Now, I think this is a very interesting question or comment, because like we keep hearing Rahul Gandhi 1.0, then 2.0, then 3.0. With Priyanka Gandhi, every election says, will she, won't she, will this be her moment, will this be her time, is she going to play a bigger role? And then it never happens. And all of the enigma that once used to surround her, unfortunately, has now evaporated because it's taken too long. Her debut has just it's been too many years in the pipeline. Sugata.
Barkha, I mean, on that aspect of Priyanka not debuting, I think it is Mrs. Sonia Gandhi to be blamed. I think she put all the focus on Rahul Gandhi. I think they did not want that kind of a division to be seen initially, and it has postponed. And then the doubling down of the BJP's allegation that it's a dynastic thing and all that. So I think it's basically Mrs. Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, did not want to promote Priyanka Gandhi or place her on par with Rahul Gandhi, because naturally it would create a certain comparison and competition. I mean, that's understandable. But there is another point that I wanted to make, hearing Tehseen and the other friend from BJP, from BJP. See, I mean, we may sort of look at Robert Vadra, a little, we may not take him very seriously, but there is another aspect in the history of the Gandhi-Nehru family, which is the outsiders, not the direct inheritors. The outsiders, be it Sonia Gandhi or Maneka Gandhi or Firoz Gandhi, they all three have done extremely well because they came from a very different social base and had a very different cultural background, and they connected better with people. So, I mean, to give the devil his due, Robert Vadra may actually turn out to be a better politician. See, if you remember, Barkha, when we all started journalism, the kind of comments that were being made about Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, In fact, I remember a press conference in Delhi where somebody in the press conference, they said there is a joke doing the rounds, and immediately Mrs. Gandhi asked, I think it was one of her very early press conferences, and immediately she asked, "Is it about me?" That was the level of confidence with which she came into politics, and then you see, then you saw what she really did for the Congress party, held it together.
I mean,
you know, remained a very stable- yeah.
your theory would have been a good theory, except that all the three examples that you've given, I'm not very sure about Maneka, but Feroz Gandhi, Maneka Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi,
Maneka
none
also,
of them,
because Barkha,
none of them were
she's held her seat.
contentious. No, I'm saying none of them were controversial before their entry into politics.
No, Maneka was far more controversial
because
than
of her
Robert
clashes
Vadra.
with
Yes,
because
yes,
of her
course.
clashes with Sonia Gandhi and Indira Gandhi, in fact. Yes.
No, not just that. Even the social life that she led. The kind of things that people like Morarji Desai, I write about this in my Devegowda book. The kind of things that were being circulated against her was, far more heinous. And she went through a lot, and then she held it all together for herself and her son. So the outsiders inside the family, not the direct inheritors. See, Rajiv did not have the smarts that Sonia Gandhi had. So, but we always underestimated Sonia Gandhi. I'm just playing a devil's advocate for the family today.
But it's a very interesting theory,
right?
and I want Tehseen to
he
come
may
in on
turn
that.
out to be a better politician, because, see, the only reason I say that is, Barkha, because he has seen life. He comes from a different social background. He sort of, his cultural reference points are very different from Rahul or Priyanka. So it's that's the whole game there.
Before I actually give Tehseen maybe a closing comment on this, Ashwini ji, ये theory Shugata ji की interesting है कि बाहर वाले सोनिया गांधी, फिरोज गांधी, मेनका गांधी तो आपके पक्ष में है, मतलब आपकी साइड में है, ये ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल पॉलिटिशियंस रहे हैं, तो रॉबर्ट वाड्रा को अभी आप राइट ऑफ मत करिए, क्या पता, नेवर से नेवर इन पॉलिटिक्स। आप इस पे क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए राइट ऑफ नहीं किया जाएगा, राइट ऑफ कभी नहीं किया जाएगा। उनको देखना ये मुद्दा है कि जो रॉबर्ट वाड्रा, मैंने पहले भी बताया कि वो अभी सिरसा साहब ने भी कह दिया कि गांधी फैमिली में आपकी ससुराल है, उसके अलावा आपकी पहचान पहले राष्ट्र में नहीं थी। एक व्यापारी के रूप में पहचान मुरादाबाद में हो सकती है, और आपकी पत्नी दिन भर फिलिस्तीन का गाना गा रही हैं। आपकी पत्नी देश के जो व्यापारी हैं अडानी और अंबानी, उनके लिए कहती है कि रोजगार नहीं देते हैं। तो इस तरीके के विचार रखने वाले अगर इस जोड़े पर हम ध्यान दें तो गंभीरता से तो देश नहीं लेगा। मैं बार बार कह रहा हूं, क्योंकि एक बार प्रियंका जी को उत्तर प्रदेश नकार चुका है। यहां पर इंचार्ज बनाकर भेजी गई थी, महासचिव थी, और उस महासचिव बनने के बाद 7% से 2% वोट लेकर आई, वो 2% से नीचे आई। इसलिए उत्तर प्रदेश उनको नकार चुका है, और हो सकता है जनता किसको कब चढ़ा दे, लेकिन उत्तर प्रदेश में मैं अगर वाड्रा साहब आते हैं चुनाव लड़ने, कल को जनता क्या करेगी मैं नहीं कहता कितना वोट देगी, लेकिन वहां सिर्फ और सिर्फ पूरे साल, पिछले 14 की मैं बात कर रहा हूं, 14 से 19 चुनाव हारी स्मृति जी, उसके बाद वो क्षेत्र नहीं छोड़ा उन्होंने। 19 जीतने के बाद वहां के कार्यक्रम किए हैं, कई हजार करोड़ के वहां पर विकास के कार्य कराए हैं। इन लोगों ने तो जो किया पहले वहीं से तो रहे। ये फूलपुर, रायबरेली, अमेठी, सुल्तानपुर, यही 4 जगह थी इन लोगों की। यहां से इन लोगों ने विकास के कामों को हटाया और खुद हट गए, जनता ने इनको हटा दिया। राहुल गांधी जी 4 लाख पाते हैं 19 में और चुनाव जीत जाते हैं, और 4,12,000 पाकर हार जाते हैं 2019 में। जनता ने 12,000 वोट बढ़ाया इनका, लेकिन चुनाव हराया। तो जनता एक्सेप्ट करे ना करे, अब ये भी तो मैंने पहले भी कहा कि उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता प्रबुद्ध जनता है, चौक चौराहों पर सरकार बिगड़ती बनाती है। फिलिस्तीन का गाना गाने वाले को और मुस्लिम राग अरापने वाले को, एंटोनी साहब तो गांव चले गए, आज वो दिखते नहीं है, क्योंकि उन्होंने एक रिपोर्ट दिया था कि कांग्रेस मुस्लिम पार्टी हो गई है, और उसके बाद इन प्रबुद्ध नेताओं का कहां गया, कोई दिखाई दे रहा है, वो अपने गांव चले गए हैं। जनार्दन पुजारी जी गायब है, पुराने वाले जितने लोग हैं सब, अहमद पटेल साहब तो रहे नहीं।
उनके काफी सारे परिवारवादी कांग्रेस वालों को तो आप ले लिए ना, एक एंटनी के बेटे भी आपके पास आ गए।
देखिए, जहां पर किसी को सम्मान मिले, जहां पर किसी को अपमान मिले, तो कहां जाना चाहेगा? वहां पर
जी।
जो अपमान और सम्मान को के एक नेता की बात कर दीजिए। अभी कल परसों में जो प्रवक्ता इनकर छोड़कर भारतीय जनता पार्टी में आए हैं, उसके पीछे देखिए छोटे छोटे प्रवक्ता लग गए और कांग्रेस ने लगा दिया उन प्रवक्ताओं को, बताओ ये कूड़ेदान में थे, ये कहाँ थे। जितिन प्रसाद जी जब छोड़कर आए थे, कांग्रेस के मध्य प्रदेश के आधिकारिक ट्विटर हैंडल से कहा गया था वो मेरे यहाँ कूड़ेदान में पड़े हुए थे। तो जब कूड़ेदान में पड़ा हुआ हम उसको आसान पर बैठाते हैं, मंत्री बनाया, विधान परिषद सदस्य बनाया, एमपी का टिकट दिया है उनको, तो जब सम्मान मिलेगा तो लोग आएंगे। ये लोग अपने को रोके ना। जी
जी, Tehseen, last word to you, but I have a comment. No candidates by Congress for Amethi and Rae Bareli yet. You say it's because so many people want to contest from there. But Smriti Irani symbolically gets up and takes the fight to Rahul Gandhi's turf. She actually goes to Wayanad to campaign, right? I think that is at least symbolically a statement of confidence. The Congress is not showing the confidence that you're claiming because it wouldn't have taken so long. They would have at least been campaigning in these areas, even if they're not contesting the Gandhis. Last word, Tehseen.
So on strategy, there's a lot I have to say about the election 2024 strategy, but we leave that for another day. I've always said some of these very intelligent and bright people who run the Congress, who consider themselves who consider themselves absolute mass leaders, but may or may not win society elections or have to go to Rajya Sabha from different states, not their own states. I have my opinion reserved for them. But I do think that as so far as Amethi and Rae Bareli is concerned, the Congress will do exceedingly well out there in these two seats. Rae Bareli, because it will be a tribute to Mrs. Gandhi for her contribution. And I do believe that the people of Amethi are unhappy with the BJP despite a double-engine government. I do agree that the member of parliament from Amethi, she did go down to Wayanad to take on Rahul Gandhi ji. That is exactly what would have upset the people of Amethi. That all the honorable MP from Amethi has done is tried and targeted one man, one family, and has not managed to bring about any development. That is precisely, as they say, the proverbial last nail in the coffin.
And it doesn't upset the people of Amethi that the member of parliament who represented them from the Congress for so many years never came back to them. One defeat and he was out.
Actually, he went. He's gone there a number of times. Priyanka ji's gone to both.
No, he was out, meaning out as they're not even trying to be their representative. He lost and he left.
He's gone.
I mean, he left as a contender. He left as a contender.
How do you know he's left as a contender? Maybe the
I don't know.
Exactly. We are all just like you don't know. People didn't ask Robert, so you don't know.
Okay. I'm going to let Shugata close.
Just one thing. Yes, I do agree on the Uttar Pradesh fiasco, and that is why I'm saying Priyanka ji should not have been given Uttar Pradesh. It surprises me that happened. I want to
Tehseen, one of our members, Prasad Duri, says, Barkha, it's been 46 days. I don't know how he's counted. Since Tehseen used the Duggal Saab phrase, pining to hear it. Can you please request him to use it one more time for your viewers, please? Tehseen, who is this Duggal Saab?
Duggal Saab is someday a stephologist, someday RTI activist, someday he wants Mamta ji to give him Rajya Sabha. Sometimes he's Hindi advocate speaking in accented English over wine and cheese. Duggal Saab is sometimes Salim Saab. Duggal Saab is a multifaceted, is a stephologist, is a multifaceted personality who also started his own political party and got as many votes.
Okay, you just gave it away. You're talking about Yogendra Yadav. What do you have against him? He's a soft target. You don't attack the Gandhis, you attack Yogendra Yadav.
No, not just him. It's the left loonies that I'm against. The left loonies who won't win a society election, but they believe supremely confidently that they know exactly what the pulse of the nation is. And I agree with what Sugata ji said about Robert ji. One thing, you can come from any background, at least you're connected to the ground. The left loonies are so delusional, it is not funny. Even now they're living in a delusional world. Who doesn't go for Ram Mandir inauguration after the invitation?
Okay.
Who doesn't?
Okay, Shugadas Srinivas Raju, last word to you. Do you not think, hang on Tehseen before we close, do you not think the Congress has ceded UP? UP seems a foregone conclusion. They seem tentative, they seem underconfident, and you have a point. Maybe Robert Vadra is being a proxy statement for his wife in some way. I don't know. But last thoughts.
Yeah, I mean Robert Vadra may be making a statement on behalf of his wife, or he may be positioning her. But we still don't know what his wife is made up of politically. Now, being articulate alone is not enough in politics. So that is one thing. And the second thing is, Barkha, this may be also jockeying for the top job after 2024 elections, because we are pretty sure what is going to be the result. Because the Congress has not even started campaigning in UP, which has 80 seats. And I can say that about a lot number of states. So it's a very sad state of affairs inside the Congress. And the least that they can do is to announce a candidate for the 2 seats where they have sort of been given political whatever, in life. And
I think there can be no two views on. Absolutely. It's an existential crisis for the Congress. Only the Congress doesn't seem to recognize it. Thank you very much to Shugata Srinivas Raju, Ashwini Shahi, and Tehseen Poonawala. Watch this space. Stranger things have happened in politics. We've all had a good chuckle over what Mr. Vadra has said, but maybe there's a subtext. Maybe we need to read between the lines. Maybe, as Ashwini Shahi says, there's something else going on jo hame surface pe nahi nazar aa raha hai. Something is definitely afoot. But Mr. Vadra first revealed his political ambitions. I remember in an interview to me many years ago, and he's revealed them again. What's churning inside? Let's find out in a few days. Thank you very much. And to our audience, thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your support.